Welcome back to the Focus Attack Tech Corner. Today we're going to talk about the GamerFinger Optical Kit for the Sanwa JLF. We're going to be using the Brook Universal Fighting Board in tandem with the Optical Kit. As the name implies, this device is meant for use with the Sanwa JLF lever. Installing it on an arcade stick with a Brook Universal Fighting Board or a Brook PS4 audio board is easiest, as no splicing is required. We will be showing you how to install both the lever and the Optical Kit on our All Fight 6 demo housing. If you've watched our previous videos, you're probably already familiar with how to remove the top panel of the AFS case. Use your 2mm hex key to remove the 6 screws securing the plate. Set the screws aside in a safe place, and then set the top panel aside. This exposes the upper housing. Next, you will need to flip the case over. There are 6 Phillips head screws that are holding the lower housing and upper housing together. 4 of them also serve as the attaching points for the housing feet. Remove all 6 screws to set them aside as well. Once you've done that, you can lift up to remove the lower housing and, you guessed it, set it aside. We're getting down to the bones here. You're now looking at the skeleton of the AFS housing. There are 4 8mm nuts that act as fasteners for the Sanwa lever that we're about to install. Go ahead and remove all 4 nuts and keep them close by. Grab your Sanwa lever and slip it onto the studs, while keeping in mind that the lever needs to be installed in a specific direction. In most cases, you will want the 5-pin connector sticking out from the bottom left, assuming that you're looking behind the control panel straight on with the front of the arcade stick pointing down. Orientation can be confusing, so be careful. Put the 4 8mm nuts back in place, leaving them finger tight. If you use an 8mm wrench or ratchet to hold the nuts in place, you can use your other hand to tighten the Phillips head screws on the other side of the lever mount. All 4 screws need to be tightened pretty securely, but take care not to exert so much force that you strip out the heads on the screws. Patience is a good thing to exhibit here. No one wants to replace hardware. When everything is good and tight, you should be left with something that hopefully looks a little like this. Now let's get started on the optical device. Start by removing the restrictor gate, squeezing the black tabs to release it. Set it aside for a moment. Keeping the 5-pin plug's orientation in mind, remove the TPMA switch assembly. This is the original microswitch PCB for the JLF lever. You can set this aside, but you won't be using it again. And after that, install the foam pad into the bare base of the JLF. Hang in there, we're getting close to the good part. Install your GamerFinger Optical PCB in the same direction that the old PCB was installed. Replace your restrictor gate, giving it a good squeeze to ensure proper seating. After that, use a pick or a flathead to pry loose the E-clip that is at the base of the lever shaft. It's good to keep a finger on the actuator as it is under spring pressure. Keeping hold of the shaft and actuator, slip the provided copper ring onto the bottom of the lever shaft. Once you've done that, you can then slip the E-clip back on. And I did use my hands here as I'm not using a high tension spring, but many prefer needle nose to squeeze the E-clip back on. Check the lever shaft to make sure that it still operates smoothly. Attach the 6-pin harness to the optical PCB, and then we will move on to wiring it for the Brook board. The optical PCB needs 6 connected wires to function properly. Green for up, yellow for left, orange for down, brown for right, black for ground, and red for 5 volts or VCC. The VCC wire is of the most important to get correct, so we will do it first. Place the red cable into the VCC terminal and tighten the screw to secure it. It is very important not to get this wire confused with any of the others, as the VCC terminal carries power. Next, we will do the down direction. Attach the orange cable to the down terminal, and repeat the process to secure it as you did with the VCC cable. Then comes the up direction. You will need the green cable for this one. Hopefully you're going through and making sure your connections are tight while you're doing this. Left direction is next down the line. Use the yellow cable and screw it down. To finish our directions, use the brown cable for the right direction terminal. We're almost done, don't worry. Last but certainly not least, attach the black ground cable to the ground terminal. This is the second most important cable to get correct. You want to avoid mixing up both VCC and ground. So that's VCC, down, up, left, right, and ground that you've just finished wiring. Give your cables a gentle tug to ensure that they're properly secured. It bears mentioning that the optical PCB and the Brook board are not mutually exclusive to each other. You can install the optical PCB in just about any arcade stick. However, the pinouts will be much different, and they may require some extra research. From here on, you can tidy up and put everything back together and enjoy your new optical lever. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.